In this video, the first part of a short series, we will explore how stealth and invisibility works in both the vanilla game and in AOTR, looking at just what they hold in common, rather than their differences. Later episodes, though, will deal with more of the specific differences, as AOTR expands greatly on the usage of the stealth mechanic. Stealth is a very limited and underused part of the vanilla game. It's almost exclusively for the elves, with some units in Isengard and Angmar using it, along with men's Dunedain Rangers. Due to its limited usage, especially in competitive play, it's a bit unclear as to how it really functions. This video will take a good look at how it really works and how it looks on both yourself and the enemy. Hopefully, this video will clarify on its function and encourage greater use of it. Here you'll see tree stealth for the Lothlorian units in AOTR, but this is how it works in vanilla as well. Tree stealth is by far the most common form of the stealth mechanic in the vanilla game. It's primarily useful against human players, as AI will typically be able to find your units even when stealthed. But in player versus player matchups, you can use such units especially well as spy units. The trick, however, is to keep them in guard mode by just pressing the G key, which keeps them still and prevents them from attacking. You can exert a great deal of map control with stealthing by keeping an eye on enemy movements. One stealthed unit can usually see a pretty wide space, as you can see here. Put 2 or 3 units like this in key areas of the map to keep your opponent watched carefully and to keep your CP usage at a minimum.
We must protect.
Let's look at this demonstration of stealthed archers attacking. Notice that the stealthed archers did not pursue even after revealing themselves from the attack. I had to quickly stop them from attacking, otherwise targeting would have made them pursue the enemy. But guard mode otherwise keeps them locked where they are, giving them an opportunity to quickly stealth again and maybe move to another location if necessary, always keeping your enemy guessing. Keeping stealthed units in guard mode and not attacking, though, requires enemy units to bump into them to expose them. Notice if you keep them in guard mode, even when bumped, they won't pursue. So the enemy virtually has to touch your units to expose them. It's handy to know this, as there have been so many times where it's been unclear to me when an enemy is nearby if my units are really revealed or not, and I just assume they've been discovered and move them, only to in actuality uncover them myself. So don't panic if your enemy is within sight. Unless he's using a special power to reveal you, he cannot see you. Stealthing is also great for laying ambushes or traps. In this case, I kept the elven archers in guard mode, but could easily have had them wipe out the dwarven soldiers. Stealth pikes hidden in strategic locations can wipe out unsuspecting cavalry.
We got it covered. Go on now. Keep it moving. Yeah, we can't see them.
If you get anxious to test if units are hidden in trees and don't have a special power on hand, you can sometimes use Bombard to lure them out, even when they're in guard mode. If you start getting fed up with units hiding in trees, well, you can always knock them down or burn them down. Many creatures like trolls, Mumakil, etc. just knock them down, while siege units like ballistas can do the same. Just make sure you're not going to want to stealth in that area yourself. Knocked down trees remove stealthing for both you and enemies alike. You can see their appearance does not shift in fallen trees. They are not stealthed. Isengard is especially good at removing tree stealth opportunities due to its tree-felling powers. Using fire arrows in bombard mode will quickly burn down forests. Just make sure you're not going to need those trees later if you're an evil faction with lumber mills. Even though elves and certain other units in vanilla can stealth in trees, they have to be standing still in order for that function to work right. Moving removes the stealth. Other ways of revealing stealthed units in either game include using vision powers, like the Palantir power for Isengard, or the Wells for any of the good factions. Arrow towers cannot detect stealth. I mentioned that arrow towers cannot detect stealth, but there are very rare exceptions in vanilla, and only with specific upgrades. In the vanilla game, these methods are hardly ever relevant at all, given the idle state of so many stealthed units, so these methods will not be explored until later. However, it should be noted that they are great for detecting Golem if you have ring heroes turned on. As a last note on tree stealth for both vanilla and AOTR, for the Athelian Rangers unit of the Men of the West faction in vanilla, even using their unique long shot ability can remove their stealth for a moment. This covers everything for tree stealthing in both games. The next part will look at some of the surprising capabilities of invisibility and the little used but fairly powerful Fortress Mist upgrade for vanilla's elves and Lothlorien in AOTR. It's pretty interesting, so you'll definitely want to check it out.